Hi there. So just lastly in this short series of three short videos just to update our members following our series of local Zoom calls, if you weren't able to be a part of that. I just wanted to update you on some of the work Support Staffordshire is doing regionally and nationally, that we're feeding in the information we get from you into those routes so that we can help to paint a clear and detailed picture of the situation locally. Thank you very much if you're one of the about 140 organisations who has completed our Covid-19 State of the Sector survey. That's really helpful information that we found from you. A couple of initial headlines from having a look at that is that if you were to extrapolate from what you've told us across the sector in Staffordshire and Stoke-on-Trent, we've been working with VAST on this, it looks as though we're looking at loss of income across Staffordshire and Stoke-on-Trent within the voluntary sector of just shy of about £20 million over around about the next 3 to 6 months. Now this is an incredibly difficult thing to get an accurate picture on because there are so many unknowns, but broadly speaking that would fit in and mirror some of the national analysis. If you extrapolate that up, you're talking about £3 or £4 billion of the voluntary sector. What we're going to try and do now is try and have a look and see where that income is being lost in particularly strongly affected sectors where there perhaps isn't a national response yet, things around perhaps employability and poverty relief, things like bereavement support and mental health, where the national funding isn't seeming to flow just yet. So we are looking at that, but we're also beginning to push now and again work with our national bodies, NAVCA, NCVO and also ACA around our rural work, lobbying MPs as well directly, so I have been in contact with all of the MPs across Staffordshire and VAST have been in Stoke. We're beginning to try and look more at the response now and to ask questions about how we're going to ensure that the voluntary sector, charities, community groups, not-for-profits are still there to support their communities over the next 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, 3 years, because there are going to be some very long-term implications of what's happened in the last 6 weeks. At the moment, it's still early days in terms of national funders, but some are beginning to move on that front now. What we know is really important is to ensure that those organisations can still be there, because those other issues haven't gone away. Domestic violence, disabilities, mental health, learning disabilities, employability, vulnerable children, young people, all sorts of issues where community groups and charities harness the capabilities in communities to tackle some of those challenges. And we know it will be so much more costly if organisations fail and they'll have to start again from scratch. There'll be skills lost, there'll be experience lost, and there'll be energy and enthusiasm lost. So that is what we're beginning to work on. If you want to have conversations about that locally with your locality officer, please get in touch. Again, just repeat our number 0300 777 1207 if you're not sure who to call. Thank you very much. Take care. Hope to see you all soon.